Greetings, I am Mac4Day, the director of the Spacing Guild. This is the Waking Titan Report number 6. This is going to be a breaking news edition. Normally I don't do the Waking Titan Report until everything for Waking Titan has completed for the weekend, but today we know something is going to happen later today, Saturday, but we know exactly when it's going to happen. So I wanted to go ahead and do this report since I knew nothing was developing yet, so that people would know about what's coming up and what's happened and so on. So anyway, this is probably going to be a bit shorter, but like I said, something else is still going to happen later today, but I have several things I want to report on. First of all, in my last Waking Titan report, I mentioned Calibration 1, which was on project-wt.com. It's a world map, a map of the world that they asked us for the first calibration. There's four locks. One of the locks turned into a number 1, and it said that they wanted us to submit pictures of public percussion instruments. So basically anything that you can hit to make music, they wanted a picture of from our local area, wherever we live. So lots of people uploaded those pictures, and their cities started to appear on the map, and I even submitted a picture in my city, Kansas City. Yeah, you know where I live now, at least the general area. I uploaded a picture for Kansas City, and I may have been the only person that uploaded a picture for Kansas City, because my Kansas City appeared, but the meter never went up anymore after I uploaded my picture. But so as people submitted more pictures, there was like a progress bar for each city, and the progress bars increased, and eventually when they maxed out, the city turned red. And then, so that started on Sunday when I did my last Waking Titan report, and then on Tuesday, I guess the calibration had gotten enough pictures, and so they provided us with a link to a Google Documents file, which gave us two things: a picture with a Chinese character on it that was a clue, and then also a picture of the fourth race. I mentioned, well, of course, the main thing of my last Waking Titan report was the big reveal that fourth race was confirmed for No Man's Sky, but now they actually gave us a screenshot. It's a glitched screenshot. Well, not screenshot, I should say it's concept art. Or at least we're pretty sure it's concept art. And by the looks of it, it looks like it's Bo Lom's concept art. At least it looks like his style of concept art. I think he's also the one that did the gold and white ship that we've also gotten pictures of. Sorry I can't show any of these pictures. I'm on PS4 and my editing capabilities are limited, but the picture of the fourth race is all over on Reddit and eTark and other places. So, and people have photoshopped it and fixed the glitching so that you can see it pretty clearly. The fourth race, to me, they look like they're connected to the Atlas, especially one of the fourth race pictures. His head looks like the architecture from an Atlas interface. It's got like an Atlas diamond shape that's red and like runic carvings on his head. His head looks like part of an Atlas interface, an Atlas interface space station. So I think that's a big clue that either the fourth race was created by the Atlas or the fourth race created the Atlas. It's either one or the other, I think. And the other ones look kind of weird, like one has a ball for a head and the other has like big binocular head. They look kind of robotic, so they're probably a synthetic robotic race, kind of like the Korvax, but I'm guessing they may... A lot of the clues we're seeing is pointing to the possibility that they're kind of evil or sinister. We don't know for sure yet, but there's been a lot of foreshadowing that the fourth race might not be the nicest individuals. So anyway, so we got that picture, and then the other picture with the Chinese character gave us a clue that went with some other clues that gave us the password for the 6th glyph on wakingtitan.com. The first 5 glyphs were solved in phase 1 of Waking Titan, and now we're finally getting more glyphs here in phase 2. So the 6th glyph, and here's the answer. This information's been out for a while, so I'm not really spoiling much for you. If you haven't figured it out yet, you're probably better off getting the answer from me now. The answer is Zhuangshi. I'll spell that since I probably didn't pronounce it right. Zhuangzi. Zhuangshi was a Chinese poet or philosopher or something like that. He wrote like a poem or something about when he was dreaming that he was a butterfly, and then when he woke up he wondered if he was truly a man dreaming he was a butterfly, or if he was now a butterfly dreaming that he is a man. So kind of ties in with some of the themes of lucid dreaming and how our reality may or may not be real and so on, that has been in Waking Titan. So Zhuangshi was the answer for glyph number 6. Now, that was about all new stuff we got until today. Well, it kind of started last night, but today we got, well, first I'll tell you about the new glyph. Glyph number 7 unlocked, and we got a very long, very interesting PDF series of documents. There's like 12 pages, and I'm gonna go ahead and read that PDF information to you. You could probably get to it easily yourself, but if you haven't looked at the Waking Titan information yet, I'm gonna go ahead and read off the information on the PDF because it's very interesting. So it says, Breakthroughs and Breaking Through, Berlin Symposium on Metaphysical Inquiries, October 14th, 2014. So this is supposedly something that the Atlas Foundation did, like a talk that they did back in 2014. Elizabeth Lighten, CEO, Atlas Foundation. So supposedly Elizabeth Lighten did this talk in Berlin 3 years ago. Humanity's oldest questions. What is reality? What is our purpose? Does anything I perceive truly exist? Does mankind have free will? Is there a world beyond my senses? Are other people real and conscious like I am? If I were dreaming, how would I know? So those were the starting questions for the talk she did. And then it says, Atlas Foundation is using cutting-edge science to find these answers and more. Then it says, we believe the world is error. On the PDF, there's like a box that there's supposed to be something that tells us we believe the world is blank, but it just says error. On the box, there is what appears to be the end of a URL, website URL, but since we don't have the first part of the URL, we don't know how to get to that. So right now I think they're kind of purposely keeping that part a secret. We don't know what they believe the world is. There's just an error page, and then it says, we're going to prove it. Next it says, we propose building a detailed and incredibly powerful artificial intelligence capable of simulating and accurately predicting even the most chaotic systems in existence. So that's basically what we've been thinking. In the narrative of Waking Titan, we think that the Atlas Foundation is building an artificial intelligence. Sometimes it's called a singularity, a super super intelligent artificial intelligence that could actually surpass human intelligence. And like I said, that was mentioned. I think I mentioned that it was in one of the surveys. It asked, do you believe it is your duty to accelerate the singularity, accelerate the creation of this super intelligent artificial intelligence? So this is another bit of evidence that is the Atlas Foundation's main goal, is to create this super powerful artificial intelligence. Next it says, if our theory is right, theory A, a sufficiently complex sub-simulation would require access to more resources than are available to our universe. This was kind of in another survey question that we took from the emails. It asked us, would it be possible to create a simulation of a universe more complex than our own? Yes or no? And I answered no. And actually, this is exactly the reason that I would give why you would not be able to do that. Since the simulation in a computer would be the computer would be composed of atoms from our universe, so it wouldn't be possible for the computer to create anything more complex than our universe, because it's still limited by the atoms in the computer. So this is saying that we would require, it would require resources that are not available to our universe. And that's actually something that I said on a forum post. I said the reason I do not think it's possible is because we would need some kind of matter from a higher plane of existence in order to create a simulation of a more complex universe. So it's kind of nice that I predicted the same theory that they ended up having. So anyway, the next part of theory A says this would cause a defectible slowdown in our own universe. Now that's a scary thought. They're basically saying that if we could create a universe simulation more complex than our own, or a sufficiently complex universe, that it would somehow cause glitches in our own universe. That is really weird. But anyway, that's definitely going to come in later, I think, that somehow creating a universe simulation would cause defects in our own universe, or a slowdown in our own universe. That's kind of a scary thought. But anyway, they go on to say theory B, our own simulation is of limited complexity. I'm not sure if they're saying the simulation that they're trying to build has limited complexity, or if they're saying our universe is a simulation of limited complexity. I'm not sure what they're saying there. I'm kind of leaning towards they're saying that our universe is a simulation that has limited complexity, but I'm not sure. And then it says, so a sub-simulation would be able to achieve identical complexity and perfectly predict reality as it happens or before. So yeah, I think I'm right. They're saying that our own universe is a simulation with limited complexity, and therefore they can create a simulation that would have identical complexity. Not greater complexity, but identical complexity to our own universe. And therefore they would be able to predict basically everything that happens, because if they fast forward the universe simulation, they would be able to see what's going to happen in the future in our universe, and so on. And I don't know if they mean they could actually predict what's going on our planet Earth, or if they would just be able to predict how the whole universe is going to end, or how it's going to progress or whatever. But basically they're trying to use a universe simulation to predict the future. Then the next section says, our family of companies, Echo, artificial intelligences capable of self-tuning models of unprecedented complexity. I think they're basically talking about Loop 16. Loop 16 is the artificial intelligence we've been interacting with that is using the calibration on Project WT to tune their prediction model. They've kind of alluded to that. Then Myriad, a computing platform that scales to be as complex as the universe itself. And Multiverse, the knowledge and equipment to detect changes in the fabric of reality. So Echo, Myriad, and Multiverse, those are 3 of the websites that we got in phase 1. It's important to note that Superlumina is not on this list. So either Superlumina was not part of their group back in 2014, or since Superlumina is involved with time travel, Superlumina may have been erased from reality, because on the Superlumina website it has like some kind of some things about like time warp. So I don't know if they're saying that Superlumina has been erased from existence, or if they just weren't around back in 2014. So anyway, that's interesting. Let's see. And then the next section says, our work has already begun. Our early intelligences can predict robotic coin flips perfectly, win any strategy game against any opponent, pass a text-only Turing test. So this is back in 2014. They had artificial intelligences that could do those things. And then it says live demonstration, and then there's another error box. It doesn't show us anything for their live demonstration. And again, there is what appears to be the end of a website URL. But again, since we don't know what the first part of that URL is, we can't go to and see this live demonstration they're referring to. Then the next section says, we are actively looking for researchers and investment partners. If you'd like to contribute to the most important work in the world, speak to us after this session. Now, this is really interesting to me because, okay, earlier this year, Sean Murray in March did a GDC talk. That's the Game Developers Conference. And at the end of that conference, he said something very similar. He said, we are starting this new project called Hello Labs that is basically them going to provide money or funding and probably information to other game developers that want to use procedural generation. And Sean Murray said, if you're interested in this, please contact me about it. So that's kind of almost the exact same thing. Here in this PDF, Elizabeth Lighton is asking for investment partners and researchers, which is like exactly what Sean Murray said. He wanted to partner with other game developers, provide funding to them, and information so that they could work on procedural generation. And Elizabeth Lighton is asking the same thing. Of course, this is also probably when they got in contact with Superlumina, because the Superlumina website said that they were being provided research help from someone else, which is probably the Atlas Foundation. So this might be just set up for when they got in contact with Superlumina, but it could also be a real world reference to Hello Labs, Sean Murray's Hello Labs, doing the same kind of thing. And I posted earlier in phase 1 my suspicion of this, that maybe when Sean Murray mentioned Hello Labs, maybe he was actually talking about Waking Titan. Maybe Waking Titan, this whole alternate reality game, this was the Hello Labs thing. And Sean Murray actually said, we are currently working on a project. So on a project with Hello Labs, and we assumed that he meant he was working with other game developers, but maybe he was actually referring to the the alternate reality game that he was setting up at the time. I don't know for sure. People disagree with me and said that that's probably not the case, but I wonder if maybe Waking Titan is the first Hello Labs project. I don't know. But it definitely seems like a possibility to me. So anyway, at the end of the PDF, it says thank you, and then it had a code 1DCCAB4. And here's the spoiler for this. That code is used with the decoder ring that we got in our emails, and people used that to get the password for the 7th glyph. And if you want to figure it out yourself, go ahead and go do that. Stop this video, use the code 1DCCAB4 and use the decoder ring if you have it to solve it. If not, I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer. The password for the 7th glyph on wakingtitan.com is cafe888, CAFE 888. So that is the password for the 7th glyph. Again, glyph 6 and 7, when you put the passwords in for them, they just turn red. They don't give you any additional information. So that's glyph 6 and 7 are Zhuangxi and Cafe 888. Okay, now the last thing is we got a new email with we got a decoder ring again. It's basically the same decoder ring we got last weekend, but this time there's some other numbers on it that will probably come in later, but they gave us a new individual password in our emails, and that I went ahead and used that password with the decoder ring. And again, like last week, we put in our individual codes into wakingtitan.com. This time it's called Azure Mission rather than the boot sector. And when we put our passwords in, it uncovers small rectangles of an image. So enough of the image has been uncovered now that we know what it is. It's a picture of the Atlas statue in New York City. And there's something on it that says what you need to do to come get a live drop at that location. So, and the time is 4 p.m. So today is Saturday, July 29th, 2017. It's not 4 p.m. yet. It's still morning here in America. So later today, 4 p.m., they've already figured out who they're going to have go to the live drop. So at 4 p.m., the person that's going has to wear bright colors and be carrying a black book, and they have to give the passphrase Atlas. And then they're going to get something. We don't know what the live drop's going to be. Since we've already solved the glyph, it's probably not going to be a clue for solving the glyph. My guess is that the live drop is going to give us the first part of the URL, because, like I said, the PDF document had 2 blank boxes that was supposed to have something, but it just has an error message. But it has the end of a URL. So I'm guessing the live drop is going to be the first part of the URL, and then we'll get the location, the website location for a couple more images. That's what I'm guessing anyway. But as of the time I'm making this video now, the live drop has not happened yet. So obviously my video is not going to include that last bit of information of whatever's going to come out of the live drop, but if it's some kind of super big revelation, I might do an additional video today to give that bit of information. Otherwise, I might just mention it in my next Waking Titan report next week. So that's it. Calibration 1 has completed. We got the codes for glyph 6 and 7. And a live drop is coming later today, Saturday, July 29th, 2017. So be watching for info of whatever's going to come out of the live drop at 4 p.m. today. 4 p.m. New York time, I assume. So that's it for the Waking Titan report for this week. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.